Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. Red-hot rumors are swirling around the NFL right now, and the Washington Commanders are right in the thick of it. The buzz is centered on a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape their offense and give them a serious boost heading into the 2024 season. It involves none other than Kyle Pitts, the dynamic tight end from the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Pitts has had his ups and downs, but when he's on, he's one of the most mismatch-generating players in the league. And that's exactly what the Commanders need right now, a weapon that can stretch defenses and open up the field for Sam Howell and the rest of the offense. Let's break down what we're hearing. The Falcons are in a bit of a tight spot financially after a 7-10 season, and they're looking to rebuild with a focus on their offensive line and cap space. Pitts, who's just 25, is earning around $10 million a year, and Atlanta's projected cap situation for 2026 is around $9 million. They're likely to be looking at a rebuild, which raises the question, could the Falcons be open to moving Pitts? The buzz suggests they might be, especially if they're looking to get some draft capital in return. The word is that the Commanders are offering a third-round pick in 2026, which could be a steal considering Pitts' potential, and the fact that Atlanta is trying to shed salary and rebuild their roster. Now, why would the Commanders want Pitts? Well, for starters, he's a perfect fit for what they're trying to build. At 6'6" and around 245 pounds, Pitts is a hybrid tight end who can line up in multiple spots, split out wide in the slot or inline. His versatility is a game changer. In 2025, he racked up 82 receptions for 870 yards and 5 touchdowns, averaging over 10 yards per catch. That's impressive production, especially considering he played a full season without injuries, despite some drops, just 4 in total. His career stats now sit at over 500 yards and 15 touchdowns, and his PFF grade of 85. 0 shows he's a top-tier tight end when he's on his game. What really excites the Commanders is Pitts' ability to create mismatches. His speed, size, and agility make it tough for defenses to double him effectively. If he joins Washington, projections indicate he could rack up close to 900 yards and around 7 touchdowns in 2024. That kind of production would be a massive upgrade over their current tight end options. Plus, his EPA, expected points added, per target is roughly 0.20, meaning he consistently contributes positively to the offense. His yards after catch averages about 4 or 5 yards per reception, making him dangerous after the catch, and his blocking grade is solid at 72, adding value in the running game as well. When you look at the Falcons' perspective, they're considering the trade to free up cap space and focus on their rebuild. Atlanta's offense was somewhat inconsistent last season, and Pitts' production, while promising, hasn't yet reached the elite level they hoped for. Their focus on rebuilding the offensive line makes sense. They want to protect their assets and set the foundation for future success. The Falcons are likely to be asking for draft picks, possibly a second-rounder or even a future first. But the buzz is that the Commanders might be able to get Pitts for a third-rounder now, with the potential to add more later if negotiations go that route. For Washington, this move isn't just about adding another player. It's about shifting the entire offensive dynamic. With Pitts, the Commanders could finally have that mismatch nightmare that defenses struggle to contain. Imagine Pitts lining up outside, forcing safeties and linebackers to pick their poison. If defenses try to double him, it opens up opportunities for Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin, creating a more explosive, multi-dimensional attack. Plus, Pitts' ability to block and run routes makes him a true dual threat, which complements the offensive scheme perfectly. This isn't just about stats, it's about the impact on the field. Pitts' projected yards for 2024 are around 900, with 7 touchdowns, which would significantly bolster the passing game. His presence could elevate the offense's EPA per play by around 12%, and he could help open running lanes for the backs, especially with his blocking ability. Historically, when tight ends like Kels or George Kittle have been added to a team, the offense sees a boost of around 8 points per game on average. Pitts isn't Kels, but he's that type of player who can influence the game in multiple ways. His target count could reach 100, with yards after catch totaling around 400. His red zone production is also promising, with a potential for 4 or more touchdowns in tight coverage situations. Now, let's talk about the odds and playoff implications. The betting lines have shifted significantly, with odds moving from +20, 0 to +6, 0 for the Commanders to make a deep playoff run, and Pitt's addition could be the X factor that pushes them over the edge. His career stats show about 300 yards in the playoffs, which hints at his potential to be a postseason difference maker. If he joins Washington, the team's chances of winning more games increase by about 17%, especially considering how much he can elevate the offense against tough defenses. Adding Pitts to the roster isn't just about improving the passing game, it's about making the Commanders a real contender. His presence raises the team's ceiling, giving Sam Howell a reliable target who can line up almost anywhere and produce. It also signals a shift in the team's identity, more explosive, more mismatches, and a focus on maximizing offensive talent. With a manageable contract for the next couple of years and the potential to grow into a key piece of Washington's future, Pitts could be a franchise-changing acquisition. Of course, there's always skepticism. Atlanta's cautious due to Pitts' inconsistency at times and their focus on building around their offensive line. But the opportunity for Washington to acquire a player of Pitts' caliber for a relatively modest draft pick makes this a compelling move. It's a gamble worth taking for a team that's on the cusp of contention, especially given the current landscape of the NFC East, where every advantage counts. Overall, this trade scenario paints a picture of a Commanders team that's not just looking to compete but aiming to dominate. Pitt's addition could be the spark they need to turn a good season into a great one. With the right offensive scheme and the right mindset, Washington could become one of the most dangerous teams in the league. The potential is there, and all eyes are on whether this trade comes to fruition. If it does, the NFC East and the entire NFL better watch out because the Commanders are about to make a bold statement. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think acquiring Kyle Pitts is the right move to elevate the team to the next level? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. This could be the kind of move that sparks a playoff run, or maybe it's too much of a gamble. Either way, it's an exciting time for us all. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates on this story and other big news from around the league. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep that Commanders fire burning bright.